millions of listeners out there in empty space land where nobody lives. Anyway, my name is Ian Hopfe. I'm an HR consultant, and today on the Ian the HR Pro live podcast, we are talking about side gigs, side hustles, aka small business marketing. So it tends to be a fun topic and works great for me because I like to ramble about absolutely nothing half the time, and you guys love me for it. So there, man. So if you want to check out any of my links, need to get a hold of me for some reason, or you want to come on the show sometime, go to all my links, QR code in the top right hand corner. That takes you to my link tree, which is listed here down at the bottom, linktr.ee/IanTheHRPro. So that's all my links. If you need to get a hold of me for whatever reason, as always, because I'm an HR consultant, I'm an HR professional. If you have an HR question, go ahead and ask it. It doesn't have to be on topic. HR questions trump all other questions on my show. So there we go. Ask your questions in the comments as listed below. I'll get rid of this caption there. So, what are we talking about? Look, someone's already chatting. Joy, my big sister, totally love you. Heading to Edmonton today, so only listening till I lose service. Oh my. And there goes my wife. I love you, wife. So, she's going to the... Corinthe says, hi, Joy. So, only listening till I lose service. Well, as you get closer to the city, you should get better service. What do you said Edmonton, so I know it's just some random city out in the boonies. Anyway, thank you for listening, Joy. Probably my mom listening too, maybe, or maybe she's in the vehicle with my sister. I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, I think I started the show about normal time, about 33 after. She says, love you, sister-in-law. So, she's already left the room. Too bad. She's gone. So, I got something in my throat. Not quite a frog. I would have some of my Earl Grey tea, but it's hotter than lava right now. Smells good, though. Lava tea. Do not drink it. Do not drink it. All right. Today, this is number 11. This is the 11th time I've gone live on a Wednesday and talked about side gigs, side hustles, and small business marketing. It's the only show. No, not 11. It's 12, isn't it? Did I change it? Yeah, it's 12. It's the only topic that's gone a full 12 weeks since I started my live podcast. And that's kind of fun. That's kind of interesting. I don't even know what the heck we talked about last week. I think I did an update from my YouTube, because YouTube tends to be the place for the evergreen content. If you're making any sort of content on the interwebs, make sure you're posting it to your YouTube channel, because it like I say, it becomes that evergreen content that if you made it this year, people still may search for it in like 3 to 5 years. It's kind of insane. The only thing is, you just got to have a lot of content, or you got to be really good at making your content. And I think most of us are terrible at making content, and it takes us an absolute long time to get good. And that's the whole point of most advertising or marketing. You got to get good at it before your stuff starts popping off. I wonder how long it took Judy from Judy's Family Restaurant in Illinois to pop off. How long was she making these funny videos, right? And I looked at her Twitter account, or her TikTok account, and I don't think it tells me how many videos she has posted. Let's see if I can search for Judy. I can't remember what she has. How do you search on TikTok? Come on, Judy's Family Restaurant. I'm following her. Let's go in there. Judy has 232,000 followers and 4.9 million likes. Is that right? Yeah. She's only following 28 accounts. Judy's Family Cafe. Sorry, I keep saying it wrong. Right? Oh, God, that's a reflection of me being reflected back at me. So 232,000, just about 233,000 followers, 4.9 million likes, and I wish there was some way I could look at Judy's got her own account, a personal account too, I see. Anyway, like her last video that went up, I don't know when she posted it. 6 days ago. It says she posted it 6 days ago. So at this point, I think she's posting just one a week. But she has got a lot of videos posted. And it's pretty cool. I mean, I just love Judy's account. She does all kinds of funny videos. I can't tell how many videos she has exactly up at this point, but her TikTok is blowing up, man. And she's got a link to her store. She's capitalizing on the increase in her views, her virality of her videos, by having a link to her website where she sells swag. So I'm always thinking to myself, oh God, how much money is she making? She's not selling pancakes anymore. She's selling her swag, I think. And I think I mentioned last week that she's the sales from her swag is probably like having another restaurant open. Why is this thing so? Is this what's on my face here? I don't know. It's just popping up. It looks funny. Anyway, yeah, the sales from her swag is probably like she has another restaurant. And I saw that she had opened a second restaurant. So the sales from her swag is probably like she's got a third restaurant open. So I think she's doing awesome. But how long has she been posting? I don't know. And you think about, I think about my journey in what I'm doing to create the content for my small business. I am just going absolute bonkers with content. Is any of it popping off yet? I don't know. I mean, last Friday's show actually was getting a lot of hits. Like, I'm just like, oh, that's crazy. Why am I getting so many hits on the live? My lives traditionally so far have only gotten I know, 2 to 5 views that are being counted on YouTube. So 2 to 5 people on YouTube are watching my views. And I know for a fact, I believe my sister listens to my lives on YouTube, so she's definitely been there. And then my mom, but there's still a few people that I'm not sure who the heck is listening. I don't know how long they're listening for. My watch time doesn't seem like it's going through the roof. But this has been 12 weeks, man. 12 weeks. Almost every weekday I have gone live. And I've spent anywhere from an hour to 2 hours live talking about stuff. And my Restream.io has allowed me to create the short reels, clips from each of the lives. And on YouTube, the live goes there, and I just make a couple of adjustments to it, make sure it's on the right playlist, so it's in the podcast playlist. And then when I upload the clips from Restream.io to it goes to 5 different social medias, right? They post all at once, so that's awesome. I mean, that allows me to do a lot of coverage. But on YouTube, I got to take some extra care. I go in once the short has been posted. I can go in and edit the video just a little bit. And I don't mean I'm editing it. I'm not editing the visuals or the sound or anything like that. What I'm doing is going in and editing possibly the description, but just the video, the details of the video. So I go into the short and I make it associated with this live that the short came from. So then people can see what I'm talking about, and they get just that clip, and then they're able to click and watch the full live. So I do that. I'm trying to make sure I do that with all my shorts. At first, I wasn't doing that with the clips. I was just doing it because I wanted to just get the content out there. So the downside is all my other social media accounts, they don't get that benefit of saying this video is related to this longer video, right? Shorts, reels, clips, like these are the short videos. They all mean the same thing, these words I'm using. So there's nothing special about them. It's just where the different videos are coming from, right? It's your typical TikTok short, TikTok video, right? Not the 3-minute one, but the under 60-second videos. That's what I'm doing with these. So most of them are anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds normally. Oh, big yawn. I gotta get this tea in me. It's still kind of molten hot, so we're not gonna have too much tea yet. So this, other than me paying for Restream.io, what I have been doing for the last 12 weeks has been free. I'm not paying someone to do this. I'm not paying for any other tool. I think it's just the IO, just the Restream.io. In order to stream on Twitter X, I did have to pay for the blue check mark there, and so that's like a yearly expense. What else? I mean, there's a few things where I was just like, I need to get as much as I can, so I need to make sure it gets done. But for the most part, posting on everything else is free. It's free 99, right? It is me, my time. is the biggest expense. It's not, I'm not paying for someone to make my content. I'm not paying for someone to edit any of my content. So my goal right now is to do it as cheaply as I possibly can. Because last year, in 2024, I was training myself to do ads. I had multiple times tried to do Google ads and failed. They didn't work for me. Spent hundreds of dollars, nothing with Google ads. And last year, I spent thousands of dollars with the actual ad spend and uh, 2 or 3 different training groups that I joined to learn, and nothing. I maxed out my business credit card and got nothing. Got nowhere. Made no money. Spent thousands of dollars, nothing. And I have realized right now, this is my current thinking. I didn't have proper ad creative. So my videos, my images, whatever text I was using, it was not good enough. It was nowhere near good enough. So now I am working to create the content. This is me creating the content, and then the shorts are created, and I'm still trying to create my long form videos on YouTube, which takes a lot of time too. And so I'm really slow getting those out, but I was hoping to get one out a week. It's just not working, man. You know, I got one out last month. And so I've gotta create that long form content. This is long form content, but it's kind of a different niche, right? It's an hour plus of me talking. Maybe it's not as valuable as if I condensed the topic down to a 7 to 10 minute video that I like to make. I like to make a video about that long. So maybe it's not as valuable. It's a different type of valuable. And once I can start getting some people on the show and doing some interviews, I think the value with the podcast will increase, hopefully exponentially, right? My dangerously unscripted format is probably dangerously terrible, right? Like, and just like, oh my God, worst podcast ever. So, what? How do I get better? I do it. I look like a fool. I sound like a fool, but I'm learning and I'm growing. Right? That's the whole point of this. So I've got it to a point now where I think I've got a pretty good system down. Right? My system of learning, or my system, what I've got going on with Restream, helping me, supporting me create those shorts, the posting to everywhere, doing the touch-ups on YouTube, right? This system is now in place. And I've been doing this now for properly, maybe for the last 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, but I think about 3 weeks I've been doing it properly. Oh, excuse me, burp. So, learning, getting a system down, your marketing, your marketing system, right? How you do it. And it's really dependent on your business and what you're doing, how you're selling, how you're selling your services or your product, or getting leads or getting customers into your physical location, right? It really it really depends on all that stuff. And I think if you want to chat with me more about it, we can do a quick meeting. You can go to my all my links and set up a meeting with me, and we can discuss more, right? Because I think with what I'm learning and my ability to be creative and help people brainstorm, I think I could help you get better at your business. And it takes a lot of that learning and training and just adjusting your mind to the new reality of what you're doing. And I've always got to think to myself, am I an HR consultant or am I a marketer? And right now, this phase of my business, I am a marketer, 100%. I maybe 95%. I do have a little bit of business coming in, and it would be nice if I had like 50 times that, and it just might be more enjoyable. But anyway, but in order for me to continue to grow, I have to continue making the content, and that's going to be an adjustment for me. Hopefully, when I start going viral, it's more of a slow progression as opposed to tomorrow I get 10 million views and I continue to get 10 million views or more every day, right? Like, that scares me. That scares everybody. But the reality is, I don't think that's going to happen. I think I'm going to get to a point where I'm like 100 plus views a day, or 1,000 plus views a day, things like that. Like, I think it's going to be a slow progression over a few months. And now that I got my system going, I wanted to do this 333 challenge. That's post 3 times a day, 30 days a month for 3 months, right? The 333 challenge, I'm calling it. So I want to do that. But I didn't quite tweak my system and my process until, like I say, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. Now it's tweaked. I think for now I'm pretty happy with it. So I gotta say, okay, so if I've been doing this for about a month, where I want it to be, that means to be true to my 333 challenge, I need another 2 months. So I need all of November, and I need all of December, and I need like half of January. So I have mentioned in the past that I'm probably dedicated to do this at this level at least until February. Now, at this level, I mean, I don't know what I mean. I'm going live every day. Maybe by February, I decide to refine my show and say I'm going live once a week. And it's going to be a better quality show, better scripted, better guests, things like that, right? Maybe I switch that up. Maybe I just keep going. Maybe I'm just like, this is live shit, man. So we're gonna go through it. We're gonna do it like this, and we're gonna go full bore. And if I need to do HR work for a client, I'm gonna hire an HR manager to help me, right? Like, I don't know exactly what's gonna happen. I'm hoping there's a happy medium where I can change the marketing a little bit, tweak it to what I need for my business, and that's the exploration. Right now, I just need eyes on my content. I need lots of eyes on my content. It's a numbers game. I know this, you know this. And what's the best way to do that, man? It is just to make the content. I see someone's triggered my Ring camera in the backyard. Oh, that's my wife. She was checking if the garbage can was taken out yet. Garbage day here in our neighborhood in downtown Edmonton. So don't dig through my garbage. I always think about the small business. I feel so bad when people just can't survive in today's society. And it is disgusting. Our government absolutely isn't doing enough to sorry, there was someone else in the backyard. Still my wife. Our government absolutely isn't doing enough to protect, to take care of the citizens. Us, we the people. The funny thing is, the people are the economy. The people are the small businesses. The people are the big businesses. The people are the government. We're all just people. We're all just people trying to survive. And when you think about the people as the economy does not turn unless the people have money to spend. That's straight up truth right there. My sister says it's our garbage day too. Well, she's in a small town, so it's probably the whole town was garbage day. Well, no. If I recall, it was different areas of town when I lived there. Anyway, garbage day all around. My big sister's garbage day in her small town is the same day we do garbage here in downtown Edmonton. So, coming back to the people being the economy. If the people are the economy, the people must purchase things to drive the economy, right? This is basic supply and demand. I demand something, I've got money to buy it, you supply me the thing, the product, the service, whatever it is, right? Without the demand and the ability to purchase it, there's no extended economy. There's no small businesses, there's no big businesses, there's no B2B, right? There's nothing. Keep it simple. People need money to spend money, right? So every policy that a government makes, the question should be, how is this directly supporting the people? And too often we get in a situation where the secondary benefits are somehow more important. You can justify just about anything, even terrible, horrific, genocidal things, by saying the greater good or the secondary benefits will be good. When you're thinking like that, there's a lot of scapegoating. That group of people are the cause of my problems, when it's not. It's the government who's not doing it right. So in this sort of situation, we are in a capitalist country here in Canada. This, and dare I say, this is end stage capitalism, which is half a heartbeat from fascism, right? So how do we deal with that? Well, I want to see everybody have a little business. I want everybody to have a little business. So what do we do? How do we get there? Because once upon a time, if you're thinking about farmers, people living in the country now we got a whole nother different system. That was a monarchy dictatorship situation. But once upon a time, before the Industrial Revolution, if we're just talking the economy, not the system of government, before the Industrial Revolution, everybody was looking after themselves. I owned a small farm. I was also the blacksmith. My wife raised the chickens, and she also made bread during the day, right? So we had multiple sources of income. One, the farm. I could sell what I grew. Two, I was some sort of blacksmith or had some sort of skill that I could sell stuff that I made or small services like that. So, dude down the road comes and says, my wagon's broken and I need to put a new wheel on it, right? I make the wheel, I go put it on. The spouse doing the inside work, I hate feeling like, oh, it's the wife or whatever, but looking after the chickens or the animals twice a day, getting milk and eggs, we can sell those along with feeding our family. And we also have the ability to do baked goods and other crafting items. And this was us, right? Especially more Eastern European ideal, right? Obviously, me being indigenous, it was a different thing. It was a different setup because indigenous people didn't believe in ownership. Nobody owned the land. So how could someone possibly own that tree or own that animal that we harvested or own the natural fruits and vegetables that we would harvest each year? Nobody owned that. So when it came in, indigenous people were, let's look after the whole community. Or if I built some sort of tool and used a piece of technology for something, it really wasn't mine. Anyone in the community, anybody in the family could come borrow it. And that's where it's that derogatory Indian giver situation, right? You lend something to someone and then you come back and you get it back because you need it again, right? Yeah, my sister said, are you missing a light? Your forehead is in shadow. Oh, Jesus. I'll open that blind a little bit more. I can tilt my light up a little bit more. I mean, I could brighten the light. Man, that's going to hurt my face. Is that okay? Is that okay? Anyway. God. Are you missing a light? Your forehead is in shadow. Well, it's kind of... I didn't have the curtain up all the way. Probably. That's what you're seeing. And my light here on the side is on. Look at this. Look at this. So anyway. I got that light. Oh. Got that light on. It's on. It's bright now. And it's just time to buy another light. I could have two over here, I guess. I don't have any lights on right above me, so obviously I got no light coming down. Geez, we're out of topic here. She says, you would have bartered more. Yeah, we would have bartered more. I mean, that's a very little more European idea. With the indigenous people, we just shared, right? That's why you still see now someone kills a moose, and actually a large number of family members get some of the meat. So that's still ingrained in the tradition. The feasts we have, the community feasts, or the annual feast when we're honoring someone who's passed away, right? These are, everybody gets together and we share food, right? It's still, we can still see that base share mentality with Indigenous people. But now we've been really westernized, so it's not always 100%, right? So over here we didn't have money. Yeah, we didn't have money. Money is a construct, right? It's whatever we give value to something to give us advanced bartering systems, right? Instead of me saying, hey Joy, I need some eggs, bring me some eggs on your way to Edmonton, and I will wash your truck when you get here by hand, right? Instead of me saying that, I say, hey Joy, I need some eggs, I'll give you $10 for a carton of eggs or a flat of eggs, whatever eggs are. They're like $90 a flat right now, I think. Anyway, so I'm paying her this money. This money is it's an imaginary construct that we all accept is a thing. Money is really not a real thing. If we were saying I'm giving you a gold coin or a silver coin that has some sustained value, like the thing is actually valuable because people want gold to create jewelry, they want silver to create other jewelry, right? Like these are valuable things. Whereas actual money, it's fake. It's just a construct that we've all decided to accept as our advanced bartering system. So now I give you money and you give me the thing. Where do I get my money? Usually trading time for money, aka JOB, a job. I will trade you my time, my expertise in your organization, and you promise to pay me money. Now, once upon a time, it might have been, I will go work with you, you will train me to be a blacksmith, and I can use your forge and some of your metal to make shoes for my own horse or whatever, right? Like I wasn't getting paid, but I had the ability to learn the skill and use that skill to benefit myself. That was more of a barter, right? So, but now, Alberta, Canada, what do? We believe in the construct of money. So we're still trading our time for money. And when it's not a fair trade, we form unions and or we go on strike, which we have a right to do unless the government has decided to strip us of our rights. So that's one way to make money. Another way to make money is the government makes money. It taxes us. It taxes small businesses. It taxes landowner. It taxes big business. It taxes resource extraction, and it taxes some trade. Like there's certain things that the Alberta government or the Canadian government can tax on and make money on, and it's a lot of times it's got nothing to do with the average citizen. Me as a big business owner or a millionaire or billionaire, I'm gonna feel that a little bit, and in my opinion that is okay, because if you have been lucky enough, skilled enough, blessed enough to become successful in this city, in this province, in this country, in this world, then you have a duty. I said duty. You have a responsibility to give back to the system that gave you so much. So when we hear about being a billionaire is basically unethical because you're not paying your people well enough, right? We can have all that argument going on, but the real argument is that you have been, I want to keep saying blessed because this is very a right-wing topic. You've been blessed enough to be successful. So you have a moral responsibility, the tithing side of being successful. You have that responsibility to give back. So how do we give back? Well, in the capitalist system, supposedly, we have the trickle down. I don't believe in trickle down. That's complete bullshit because people are greedy. They got their money. They want their money. They're going to keep their money, right? So nobody's trickling down. We need a lot of people to trickle down. That's where the government comes in and says, I'm going to force the trickle down on you. I'm taxing you more. So anyone over $1 million absolutely should be taxed more. Anyone over $1 billion or $500,000, $500 million should be just taxed through the nose, man. Boo-hoo. Poor rich people losing an unnoticeable amount of money. When you're that rich, that money, that loss is unnoticeable. So I don't know why there's so many rich people who try to evade taxes in some way when that's not how you made your money. You made your money by doing a thing. Continue doing that thing and making that thing better, right? Just pay your dues, right? You have been skilled, lucky, blessed. You beat the system. You're doing amazing things. So now you need to say, I need to look after my fellow people because they're my customers. They're my clients. They're the people that ultimately buy my product. Or if you're in a business-to-business situation, they're the people that buy the products or services of your clients. You're a big manufacturer of something, anything. Who cares what it is? You're selling your product to other businesses, to small businesses, and you're the wholesaler, you're a distributor, right? So now this small business or other business is selling that directly to the market. They're selling it directly to people. If you increase your prices, then the other prices have to get increased so that the small guy can make some money. But we're going to get to a point where the people are outpriced in the market. An average person, an average Albertan can't buy a luxury condo. An average Albertan can't buy a McMansion, right? An average Albertan can barely scratch up enough to buy the new iPhone, right? So we're at that level of excluding people, and we see it. We're seeing it. The people living in our parks here in the city, our houseless neighbors, who's looking after them? I'm at meetings where the board is saying, just keep calling 311 or call 911 or call the cops or whatever. Just keep doing it. Okay, that's an immediate response. I'm uncomfortable seeing this person over there. Or I'm worried this person that is forced to have a fire in the dog park might burn down the neighborhood. But this is immediate responses, but it is not a fix. It is not a cure for what's going on. How are we helping those people? Right? So we force the trickle down. The government says everybody gets a universal basic income. And whoa, the spammer guy is a little bit early on Twitch. Best viewers on streamboo.com. Thank you, spammer, for increasing my my persona on Twitch. Thank you very much. Thank you. So we force it. I'm absolutely 100% in agreement with universal basic income because it immediately, the first paycheck immediately takes thousands of Albertans out of poverty. Immediately. And you can say, oh, they're just going to use it on drugs and shit like that. It is proven that people that get on universal basic income that like 70 to 80% of the people turn their lives around within like 6-7 months. 6-7 months. We've got no one living on the streets. No more people dying on the streets. Right? Most people are going to get clean, are going to get a house, going to look after themselves, have the ability to go get a job. You see someone begging on the street, we see them at the four-way intersections here in Edmonton all the time. Sometimes we see 4 people on each median, all asking for money. Immediately that's going to disappear. It's just going to go. There's always going to be a chance of some drug overdoses and things like that. But that's why every change needs a holistic view. We say defund the police. And I'm saying let's change the funding. It's not defunding. It's saying let's have more social service experts that can help these people. Yes, we've suddenly given all kinds of money to everyone. That's fine. No one needs to be jealous because even that millionaire is getting their universal basic income. And they can spend that wherever. If you give $1,000 to $2,000 extra dollars a month to every Albertan, the economy is going to go crazy. The mom and pop store that's struggling is going to start surviving because the people in their neighborhood suddenly have that little extra money to come purchase something. Right? There's a lot of these low-level services. Suddenly, everybody can afford that new iPhone. Right? Not just the quick flip burner phones that our houseless neighbors are forced to use. Right? They're getting a quality phone. And they're able to start moving on with their lives. So this is okay. What's the chance of universal basic income coming in? There's talk. There's talk right now. Do I think it's going to come within the next 10 years? Probably not. I don't think it's going to arrive within the next 10 years. I want to be wrong. But right now, there's so many Albertans, so many Canadians that are struggling. Paycheck to paycheck, barely paycheck to paycheck. Paycheck, not enough. Halfway through the pay period, we gotta go get a high interest payday loan. And when the paycheck comes, still not enough because we suddenly have to pay the interest on the payday loan also. So we pay off the payday loan, and re-borrow that money. We are living paycheck to paycheck, but we're living on our credit, our debt. We've all got the credit card that's a couple $1,000s in debt. We've all got the mortgage or the HELOC where we're, instead of paying it down more, we're just paying the interest and having to occasionally take money out of it, right? So basic money management just isn't taught in schools. That's a fact. We know this, right? But as soon as we leave high school and move out of our parents' homes, we've got nothing. Got no money skills. We got no home. You're trying to be an adult. You're trying to live. So definitely universal basic income with a housing first policy, because we need to get people off the streets. We need to get people in affordable homes and things like that. There is a place for builders in the luxury market, and that will also increase as we have a society where we're able to actually pay stuff off, get out of debt, start saving. As a whole, we all raise up. So the economy all raises up. Rich person gets an extra $1,000, $2,000 a month. They're just gonna save it and send it offshore. Fine, do your thing. But the other 99% of us are gonna go out and spend it, stimulating the economy. Oh my God! Oh no, inflation. If I'm making good sales on my product, is my first instinct to raise the price? I mean, my first instinct is to find another product to try to sell and complement it and create upsales and things like that, right? But there's this fear of inflation if we give free money to people to use to spend on the economy. But right now, the inflation that we see is coming from the corporations themselves. They're paying more at the top end. They're trying to increase their profits for the investors, right? Stockholders, if they're a publicly traded company. It's all top end. When you have organizations like Walmart and McDonald's, where everybody needs financial support when they work full-time for these organizations, that's disgusting. How do we even allow a company to pay poverty wages? It's because the companies are influencing the government, right? Minimum wage is really half of what it should be. If you're to survive in Edmonton right now, you're going to be making somewhere in the range of $21 to $22 an hour. If you're making less than that, you're being paid poverty wages. That's a giant red flag, and you should fix up your resume and consider applying elsewhere. Right? But what do we got? Okay, we got no guarantee that universal basic income is coming. We got no guarantee that governments are going to start doing a housing first policy. Right? I think these are very important. We don't I think it's going to happen, but it's not going to happen within the next 10 years. It might not happen within the next 20 years. I'm thinking to myself, I'm almost 50. Do I care about what's happening in the next 20 years? That makes me 70 when universal basic income comes in and there's a housing first policy that gets all the people off the street. Meanwhile, thousands of people a year are dying on our streets. I mean, anyway, so that comes down to what you can do. What you can do to make more money. You, individual person. What's your favorite thing? What's your favorite skill? Keep it simple. Something you know that you're going to want to talk about or you're going to want to do. Whatever it is, keep it simple. Right? I don't know. I can't even think of something simple. Let's say you're an artist, right? I talked about this last week, I think. If you're an artist, whatever you're doing, let's say you're a watercolor painter. This is your thing. This is your jam. You do a watercolor painting every day or whatever. Or you're working on multiples, letting them dry. I don't know watercolor. I was terrible at watercolor in school. I don't know why that came up. I hate watercolor. Anyway, I've seen some amazing watercolor artwork. It's just amazing. All right, so you're a watercolor artist. You have some sort of job that you are barely surviving. Okay. Step one, find a way to reduce your cost of living. I hate this one. I hate this one because me and my wife, we can't afford vacations or anything like that. And when we do go on a vacation or travel to visit family, it's always on the credit card. It's never money that we've managed to save up to say, this is our vacation money. It just doesn't happen, right? So instead, we throw it on a credit card and then we spend the next 6 months trying to pay it off where we can. So reduce your debt. This is hard times for you. For the next year, you want to live a very, very streamlined life. All your perks, get rid of them. Right, this is the next 6 months to a year of your life. That's a short period compared to you having another 50 to 100 years of life left. You take that 6 months, that 1 year, and you start creating free content like I'm doing. The free content, whatever it is, it's got to be kind of related to your business, and you try to be as simple as possible, but you can also talk about other things, get some virality going or whatnot, right? So you're a watercolor painter. And let's say you decide to paint watercolors based on current events. So whatever's happening in the news, you paint it. You are creating content. Think content. So you take your cell phone, a little cell phone, point it at your watercolor easel, and you just film yourself painting. Whether it's real time, maybe you're going live on TikTok, whatever it is, you're recording, you're creating content. And you're doing this. You go to your job, and then in your down hours, because you've canceled your Netflix and all your other streaming services, and you're not drinking your specialty coffee anymore, you've started making your own coffee at home, and you bought a nifty thermos to take your hot coffee with you, right? You've made some initial big purchases, but your cash flow is down, right? You don't have $20 Netflix. Maybe you got another $10 in some other streaming service. You've stopped having your specialty coffee with $5 to $10, depending on what it is, every day, right? So you've shrunk things down. Now you're the watercolor content creator. So you take your full-time job, you come home, you eat your can of beans, that's all you can afford, and then you paint something. You paint something. And you create the content. It could be just you going live. It could be a couple minutes of you saying what you're going to paint, and maybe a couple clips of what you've done. You're creating, maybe you're just taking a picture of it and posting that, whatever, right? And then you're setting up probably a Linktree account. And that's what you're using in your bio. Linktree is free. You're not paying for a website or anything fancy like that. You now have a Linktree. What are you doing with a Linktree? Well, you're sending people to something somewhere to make some money. And you're putting this link in all your comments and your description and your bio, whatever, wherever you're posting. You're sending everybody there. And the links on your Linktree, try to keep them simple, keep them as few as possible, or on topic in your niche as possible, right? So you can find a way to make money. You are a watercolor artist, you're painting, you're creating content about your paintings. Okay, let's take a picture of every watercolor you create. You get a free Canva account. You can do this in free. You upload that watercolor image and you kind of tweak it. You take the background out of it a little bit, and instead of making just an ugly square where you can see the canvas or something, you maybe edit it out a little bit, the background, you remove the background and make it transparent, and then you save it. Then, I love this idea because it's great for artists. You set up some sort of print on demand account. I like using TeePublic because it's pretty simple, pretty easy. Every one of your paintings that you've created, you go put it up on TeePublic. It's free to join TeePublic. It's free to upload this. It's free to use the free version of Canva. This is all free 99 stuff. It's free to post on the social medias. And you direct all the people to your TeePublic store, and all your artwork that you've painted is on the TeePublic store. So someone can purchase a t-shirt, a hat, coffee mug right here. They could do stickers, magnets, little tote bags now. It's like the fanny packs. They have that now. And what else? Tapestries. And I mean, okay, now you've got someplace where you're going to make some money. Now, again, something like TeePublic, it's a couple bucks per item you're making. It's not that big, so it's all about the numbers game. And that's where, over the next year, you create some sort of piece of content and or artwork, and you add it to your TeePublic store. You just create a new piece of artwork and you put it on your TeePublic store. This is original artwork. This is you creating this, so there shouldn't be any content violations or anything like that, right? So the thing about using Canva, you could add captions or something to it, and I mean, that's pretty cool. So now all you're doing is driving traffic to your TeePublic store, and that's through all your free stuff, your free TeePublic, or your free Linktree. There's also other link things. I know there's Campsite, and I can't remember. You can do a search if you want to use something other than Linktree. Linktree is the big one, right? Oh, I do pay for my Linktree because I want it. Do I? I don't know. Anyway, keep it simple. couple links on your Linktree. Maybe you put your main store link on Linktree, and then your last 5 pieces of art that you've uploaded to TeePublic, you link directly to that t-shirt. Now, you're set up. Everything's free. You're gonna make a couple bucks every time someone buys some of your artwork on a t-shirt or whatever. You could also sell the original artwork and put a link on TeePublic to say, buy this artwork. And it could be just an email so that you can chat with them and they can send you the money some way, an e-transfer, or maybe you want to set up a PayPal account. It's still free to do PayPal because they make a cut of any sales you do. So you could set up a PayPal account, and it could be, buy this image, right? And then you just click on it and it takes you right to PayPal. And you could sell it directly to them. Just make sure you're getting enough money for shipping. Make sure there's enough money for shipping. Or you could join something like Whatnot and sell your artwork there. You would go live on Whatnot, and all you're doing is painting. And every now and again, you just put all your items in the store there, and people can purchase them. You just maybe talk about them now and again or something, right? And people just watch you paint, like Bob Ross, and you're just selling your original artworks, right? So there's a lot of things you can do, but you got to set up 6 months to a year. 6 months to a year, man. You just go hardcore. You create content. You're doing like the 333 challenge or better. 3 pieces of content for 30 days for 3 months, but you're gonna do that 4 times. You're gonna do that like hardcore for 6 months, for a year. Don't give up, right? You need to get to a point where you're making money. And if you get to a point where you start making money, if you're making enough money where you can survive, that's good. And then at that point, you can quit your job and just double down your time on your artwork. It will take time. It is a hard game, man, to do that advertising. If you can tough it out for 6 months to a year, and you're every day. Now they talk about how post something once a week, or post one thing every day, or that's not enough, man. That's nowhere near enough. You need to do your thing. I do my live every day where I can. Take special days off. I wasn't here for Remembrance Day yesterday, right? I wanted to honor the soldiers. So I didn't do anything on Remembrance Day for work, for my business. I think I did post a couple of videos first thing in the morning, and that was about it. But those were the shorts that were created from this app, so it was easy for me to post those. But I didn't want to go live, right? So now I'm going live every day. That's my thing. And I'm going to try to do this till at least February now. I may change it up. I may continue for all of 2026. There's still something in my head that says you got to keep going, Ian. So we got to see how it does. I feel like for me it's a little bit harder because I'm kind of all over the place with the different things I'm doing. You need to keep it simple. Stick to one niche area. I'm an HR consultant, but I do a lot of marketing for my own business. I'm Indigenous, so I want to talk about Indigenous issues. Because I'm an HR professional, I can go to the other side and say I want to help job hunters. So that's why I talk about resumes and stuff on Thursdays tomorrow. And I also want to try to be random. I want random people to see my content, because one day they might need an HR consultant, or they might need my ebook for their small business, or they might want to book the Kairos blanket exercise that me and my wife can go facilitate for them. So I want that randomness in there. So that's why I do the Fridays, the Fun and Games Fridays, right? And it's creating the content as I go. And I am seeing some improvement. I'm not seeing big, at this point, I'm not seeing like a large amount of money, right? I'm basically just getting customers and clients my old-fashioned way, relying on repeat clients and things like that. But this process, I hope, is going to make a difference. I want to be able to continue something like this, or creating the content and being in a situation where, you know, stuff happens and I'm not working as hard. I am not looking for one of them skyrocketing businesses that I'm going to sell and have a golden parachute on my way out. That's not my plan. My plan is not to just make enough money and survive. That's what I'm doing right now. I wanted to be in a situation where I have options. I'm not looking to sell my business in the future. I'm looking to make a decent, steady income. And a decent, steady income is different for everybody. For me, if my business can pay me out $5,000 a month, that's good for me. I made it, man. That's good money for me, right? For me and my wife, that's good money. That's great money. It seems like an impossible amount of money, but this is my business. This is what I do all the time. So I should be able to get there. If you're thinking about your small part-time business that you're trying to just grow, whatever it is, $1,000, $2,000 a month, that's good money, man. That's great money. It allows you to get your Netflix back, allows you to start drinking your fancy, expensive coffee again, right? That's good money, because now that's getting you back to that lifestyle that you at least enjoy. But man, you need to really suck it up, batten down the hatches, whatever you need to do for the next 6 months to a year. Just cut everything, reduce everything, sell off all your junk. I don't care. Find a rental that's way cheaper. Go into that 1-bedroom bachelor suite where your living room is now your studio, so you can make your content, right? Or sacrifice a little and get a roommate. That's what we always had to do in our house. We purchased a house because we were tired of being in apartments and dealing with bed bugs and those sorts of things. That's why we bought our house. But we became house poor, right? So we needed a roommate to help us, because we went from like $850 rent to $1,200 mortgage. Okay, that's $400 more. But on top of that, we then had all our extra utilities for our own structure, our own building. Whereas when we were in the apartment, the heat, the gas was included, right? I think the water was included. The power was separate, I think, but there was a lot of stuff that was just included in that rent. So as soon as you purchase your own home, there's all kinds of extra things that aren't included. So yes, we only went like $400 a month, but we had another $500+ a month in additional expenses, utilities, that we just weren't quite ready for. So we had to get roommates. We've had roommates, and that's what we had to do, right? So you need to Do that sacrifice for the next 6 to 12 months, creating the content. Get serious about it. Whatever it is you're doing, get creative, find a way. Right? Like, just make sure you're not plagiarizing anything. Keeping it as narrow, as simple as possible. I hope that helps you, some people. I'm going to let you go now. I do have a meeting at 1 o'clock that I have to do for one of the volunteer organizations I'm part of. And that's my form of tithing. That's my form of giving back. I volunteer on these boards for free and just trying to make my world a little better. It's hard, though, to volunteer when you're already broke. But it sure makes you feel good, even though it is exhausting and sometimes what's that when you don't get thankless, right? Feels like it, but knowing that you're helping in some way is great. So get out there and volunteer also. But you want to start your own little business? Do that 6 month to a year sacrifice and create the content. It's all free. It's all free. Don't mess with ads. You don't have money for ads. I didn't have money for ads. I used credit for all my ad money, and now I'm still paying that all back. So, down and dirty. Make the content. Okay. No more comments. My name was Ian Hoppy. Still Ian Hoppy. I'm an HR consultant. Follow my links. Go to my link tree, which is now on the screen. linktr.ee/IanTheHRPro if you need to get a hold of me for something. It's all there. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Tomorrow is career club day, so we're talking resumes and job hunts and cover letters, things like that. And Friday is going to be the fun and games. I enjoy that. There might be live social selling, but I haven't prepared anything. So maybe I won't. Maybe I'll change that for another week. I'm terrible at that. Anyway,